China's General Administration of Customs has revealed that total good imports and exports in yuan-dominated terms increased 3.5% year-on-year to 3.87 trillion yuan in August. This surge marks the third consecutive month that both exports and imports grew simultaneously. During the January-August period, China's goods trade also expanded 3.5% on an annual basis, 29.57 trillion yuan. Exports led the overall expansion during the first 8 months, surging 6.9% annually to 17.61 trillion yuan, while imports registered a slight decrease of 1.2% to 11.96 trillion yuan. Moreover, China's General Administration of Customs has reported that the export growth slowed to a 6-month low in August as a brief boost from a tariff truce with the U.S. faded, but demand elsewhere provided officials some relief as they try to underpin an economy facing low domestic consumption and external risks. Outbound shipments from China rose 4.4% year-on-year in August. Imports grew 1.3%, following 4.1% growth a month earlier. The custom data showed that China's exports to the United States fell 33.12% year-on-year in August, while in shipments to Southeast Asian nations rose 22.5% in the same period. Japan's economy grew much faster than initially estimated in the second quarter. Data from the Cabinet Office has revealed that gross domestic product has expanded at an annualized rate of 2.2%, up significantly from the preliminary reading of 1%. Driven by stronger than expected private consumption and inventory growth. Private spending, which makes up more than half of Japan's economy, rose 0.4% quarter-on-quarter, while capital investment increased 0.6%. The upward revision reflects robust restaurant sales, gaming revenue, and corporate expenditure not fully captured in earlier estimates. Still in Asia, the World Bank has trimmed its forecast for Vietnam's economic growth on evidence that the United States tariffs were starting to have an impact on Southeast Asian exporters' shipments. The World Bank cut its gross domestic product forecast for Vietnam to 6.6% from 6.8% this year, noting that activity is expected to moderate over the rest of the year as gross export normalizes after a strong first half performance. The bank highlighted that as an export-oriented economy, Vietnam remains vulnerable to slower global growth and softening demand from major trading partners. Singapore's central bank has secured $510 million in committed capital for a fund that would deploy the money to support green and sustainable infrastructure opportunities in Southeast and South Asia. The Monetary Authority of Singapore noted that it secured funding from a number of regional players, including Asia-focused lender HSBC and the Australian government and Singapore's state-owned investor Temasek, among other parties. The fund, named Green Investments Partnership, is part of Singapore's Financing Asia's Transition Partnership Initiative, launched by the central bank in 2023, and will look to support investments in sustainable transport, renewable energy, and storage. Indonesia appointed Purbaya Yudhi Sadiwa, the head of the Indonesian Deposit Insurance Corporation, as its new finance minister, replacing Indrawati. Previously, the head of the Indonesia Deposit Insurance Corporation, Sadiwa, stated that President's 8% economic growth target is not possible. He planned to stimulate the economy by increasing private sector and government involvement in implementing sustainable community-focused programs. Sadiwa further emphasized that no new taxes would be necessary.